Hey everyone, welcome back to OCD Recovery's YouTube channel. I want to talk right about my morning structure, stuff I give, pieces of advice I tell people when I'm coaching them. I think it's really important to do videos like this every once in a while. I'll do a nighttime routine video too. The reason why this is so important is because as the explosion of social media, instant gratification, the realistics of video games, and video games aren't inherently good or bad. It's just kind of how people can balance them. Sometimes it's more inherently bad for certain people. Where virtual reality is going to go, AI, chat, GBT, everything you can imagine, it's making people more disconnected than ever. There's pros and cons to all of it, but there are a lot of cons that a lot of people don't want to acknowledge. We're seeing people not really being able to hold a conversation. Their public speaking skills are quite poor, and their lifestyle habits are really, really bad. So let's just go through everything I do. This might be repetitive to my last video, but I'll add some new tweaks into this one. So I get up most days between 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. The reason why I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, it's usually the only time I have to exercise. So because a lot of my days, Monday through Friday, can be between, I start work around 7:40 in the morning, and sometimes I'm not done working until 9 p.m. This is a usual structure for me. It's not for everyone. So the first thing I do, as I always say, is I make my bed. My bed looks like this every single day. If Daisy sleeps in my bed, my pit bull, I won't make the bed until I get back from the gym, but I always make it either before I go to the gym or when I get back. It just depends on where Daisy's sleeping. My closet, everyone always likes to make fun of me. These are all workout clothes, so I have all these different cutoffs right here and all these different thermals, a lot of these for hiking. I have some pretty serious ones here, like heavier duty ones like this for when I go out in the mountains. I do color code all this stuff. This is all my shirts. These are like my wear around the house shirts, just like messy. They have stains on them from toothpaste over the years. These are my company's shirt right here, my business shirts. And then these are my old school, like Armani skin tight shirts from my Jersey days, my Jersey Shore days. I keep all my other stuff here, like pants and stuff on the ground. People always like to see my bookshelf. This is my scratch away Colorado 14ers. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them done. 6 of these I did last year. I attempted 9, or I did 7 and attempted 9, but I didn't, and my friends are not letting me live this down. So wherever Sneffels is right here, that would have been nice to have, but I stopped 100 feet short of the summit because I wasn't feeling well. These are all my books. Books are extremely important, but reading books and not applying the knowledge is basically useless. So I tell people, if you're reading for the sake of reading, there's nothing inherently wrong with that because that is a good habit. But if you're reading and not applying what you're reading for the majority of the time, you're not going to be able to apply everything. You're not a computer. You're not going to remember everything. But if you're reading book after book after book and you're not taking any action, then you might as well wasting your time. And I think it's really important to cover that. This is a really good book by Ryan Holiday, Discipline is the Way. Stoic Challenge. I just got done reading that. I'm reading this book now for work. A lot of Ellis books. These are all Ellis books right here. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And these are all like principles, investing books, just different stuff like that. I love economics. Macroeconomics is one of my favorite things to study. So I really, really enjoy reading that stuff because then that's the nerd in me. Another thing I try to do is turn lights off when I'm in rooms because that drives my wife nuts. So I've gotten much better at that. Me and my wife sleep in separate rooms because our sleeping schedules are different. So this is her room. Obviously, she hasn't made her bed. We can make fun of that in the video. Her room is a little bit more disorganized than me. She always likes to say that I'm much more organized, but I'm not clean. That's her favorite thing to say. Not really sure what that means, but there might be some truth in that. And just like random stuff right here. I'm sure if she knew I was showing her room. I sometimes would leave her notes. Her bathroom, she likes to have her own bathroom. So I tell people in the morning that hygiene was one of the number one things that went for me. I didn't brush my teeth. I maybe brush my teeth twice a week. I didn't floss. Now I have a good flossing routine. I keep my flossing picks right next to my bed. So that was something I didn't do. So my teeth are a lot nicer now, you know. They still a little, probably a slight yellow tint because I smoked cigarettes for like 10 years. And she's always like, your teeth could look really white if we use the whitening strips and all that stuff. I was like, I just don't care. I just don't care enough to do that. So here's Milo. That's where he usually likes to hang out. Here's Daisy over here. This is where Daisy likes to hang out. She's a little cutesy tootsy right here. So when people wake up in the morning, I could tell you this right now. If you're waking up at 9, 10, 11, and 12 every day, you're not going to achieve anything with your life. Now, I'm not talking about people that work overnights and stuff like that, but if you're going to sleep at 10 o'clock and you're waking up at 9, you're sleeping your life away. Your whole life's going to go by you. I did this for a really long time. I don't hold the animosity against people when I'm coaching them. I don't yell at them or berate them. I just tell them the realities, right? Because I would be nice if people didn't make the mistakes I made. This is why you have me as a coach, to teach you all the mistakes that I made and Rod made. So we try to keep a moderately organized house. These are my hiking boots that I keep right here. I'll probably have to get new ones next season. So these have done all the 14ers I've done. I have my squatting shoes here, so I use these. I keep these here when I have platform shoes. The reason why I have platform shoes is I broke my leg in half, so I have metal rods through my tibia and screws in my talar joint, so it limits the flexion of my ankle. So I have to use those realistically unless I have a really wide stance, because I end up twisting out of a pocket and a leg movement, and then it just causes me a bunch of low back issues repeatedly over the years. So let's say you wake up in the morning, and I see people, what do you do? Is when your alarm goes off, get out of bed. Get the fuck out of bed, all right? Get out of bed and start moving. So you don't have to be compulsive about it, but this is a pivotal point for OCD and anxiety sufferers. Now, this area right here is foreign to many people, younger people especially. This is called the kitchen, okay? So this is where things get cooked. Now, there's all sorts of great discussions out there for, going out to restaurants and ordering food from a time management perspective, but that might not be the best option for some people when it comes to for money, or they might have the spending capabilities right now. I think that for myself, because I work a lot, that when don't have to cook all my own meals, I like making smoothies. So one thing I like to have is my smoothie thing is somewhere in this house. I don't know where it is. Oh, it's right there. So I'll have like honey oats, I have fruit right here, my frozen peaches, which is amazing. Oh, I just finished the rest of my Girl Scout cookies for you American people. Here it is right here. I just finished my last box of Thin Mints. Erica had to cut me off because she goes, "You're eating way too many cookies." I'm like, relax. And then she goes over here and buys this massive bag of chips, which is amazing. I keep my supplements right here. I take 5 grams of creatine monohydrate. I take pre-workout every day. I take a B vitamin, fish oils, and vitamin D3. I don't have to do those. It's a habit. I like doing it. I live in a place where the altitude. So it is important, because people are always like, well, you must not take anything because you're always talking about that none of this stuff is necessary. It's not that none of this stuff is necessary. It's if I forget, it's not the end of the world. So the balance in here is important. I always got my protein powder here because I have those shakes after the gym, and I like making my own meals. So if I have like leftovers from dinner, sometimes I have that when I get back from the gym around 7:30. And then I go over to my favorite place in the house, which is the coffee machine. I have my pre-workout, and then I usually have 3 cups of coffee a day. On top of that, 2-3 cups. I drink black coffee. We just got this, which is always a joke. I like to laugh wherever it is. It's this right here. So this is Kona coffee, but this is 10% Hawaiian coffee. Now, I've had this real one. I made Erica, she went to Hawaii in 2021 in August. I said, you have to leave 5 pounds in your bag open because you're going to bring me back 5 pounds of Kona coffee. So that was absolutely hilarious. So I had her do that. And that's basically how I start my morning. Now, the reason why this is so important and so good to cover is your structure in the morning. Little things like low frustration tolerance habits. I didn't feed my dogs for a while. Now I help feed my dogs. I didn't walk my dogs, right? So these things over here, the leashes, they didn't even exist in my peripheral vision. Like, I never used any of these because Erica, look, they think they're going outside. You just went outside an hour ago. You ain't going outside. It's not where you're going. Look at Daisy's with her ears up right there. They hear the pee-pee word and then they're like, what? So I didn't walk my dogs at all. I didn't clean my house at all. So let's go down to the bathroom. Okay. So I never cleaned any of this. So we have a cleaning person, but I still, if I don't clean this, Erica goes nuts. Because we only recently got the cleaning person. So it is really important to take care of the hygiene when you're going through OCD and anxiety recovery. Okay. Now, this is my office. I do all my one-to-ones in here. I have different stuff here. I always talk about that. And the reason why this is important, I have a scheduler. People think, oh, you don't track anything. I have a scheduler right here. And I do keep track. I have my OCD recovery requirements. I have my Axon requirements. I have my personal requirements, my reading goals, everything like that. I have my Ultra ticket right here. Coming up, Ultra in Miami. Everyone knows I'm going back this weekend for the 6th time. So I'll be very excited about that, 6th or 7th time, 6th time. And I keep a journal here. I have different books I read. And I keep a decent structure. The reason why having the structure is important is It's not the structure that's the problem. It's the rigidity of the structure. Now, there's a lot of stuff out there that's nonsense. Like this tape thing where people are wearing tape on their nose, ridiculous. Totally crazy, in my opinion. We're living in this world of optimal perfection. Now, those type of things are absolutely unnecessary and they make almost no difference to your life, no matter what anyone says. There's a lot of stuff like that. It's like cold showers. Cold showers and cold plunges, you hear the stuff about inflammation decrease. If you want to add that into your morning because it helps build some frustration tolerance, that's amazing. But the thing is, there's a difference between like having a smoothie in the morning, because that's a good healthy habit. And then the reason why people do cold showers is not because it's like a little thing to add to their routine. They think it's going to change their life. Anyone that takes a 60-second cold shower, if they think that that's going to catapult them into a changing of their whole entire life, it's just completely nuts. And I know that sounds brutal to say, but it's the reality, okay? We're convinced right now that all these little tactics, this is what matters the most. Show up, work out, do some exercise, and train hard, okay? Whatever way you want to do it. You want to train 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 5 days a week. Do some cardio. You live near mountains, go hike some mountains. Eat in a balanced manner. You don't have to be crazy. You want to eat cookies, eat cookies. You want to have rice and chicken, eat rice and chicken, and balance it and have fun. The problem is it's the optimal I need to live forever mentality, okay? If you take RX bars for an example, which I love RX bars, their slogan is, you can't live forever, but you can try. That is a very, 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 very funny slogan because that's truly how most people are living. Oh, I don't want to have more than one coffee because it might keep me up at night. Oh, I don't want to have any sugar in my espresso because sugar is bad for you. Sugar is the least of your worries if you're a healthy person, okay? General healthy person. Yeah, we obviously have diabetes and all sorts of stuff like that, but it's taken way too far out of context. The reason why I like doing these free-flowing videos is not only do you get to see my structure, you get to hear me talk about the things I have to tell people when I'm coaching them. Taking a balanced approach, not having to be crazy, not going all in. If you haven't worked out in 5 years, you're not going to go to the gym 7 days a week and stick with it. Most people won't. So it's very important to cover that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will do a nighttime video routine. These are fun. I just get to walk around, show the dogs. It's a little bit less serious of a video. You get to know more about me and what I like. And I'm excited to keep making videos for you guys. There are going to be a lot of great videos in 2023. You can drink as much coffee as you want and recover. You can have sugar. You can do these things. I mean, I have whole grain stuff and non-whole grain stuff. I have protein bars. I don't eat all natural peanut butter. I like Skippy Super Chunk. Look, anyone that tells you that they don't like Skippy Super Chunk, they're not going to be able to recover. It's a fact. It's a fact. It's a study I've done. If you don't like Super Chunk peanut butter, your chance of recovery is 0, okay? Daisy's like, why are you yelling? Croutons. I love croutons, okay? Honey. I eat a lot of honey, like a lot of honey. Coconut oil, right? Oh, coconut oil is too much saturated fat. Ridiculous stuff. This is nuts. Balance is key. If you're very, very, very overweight and you're struggling to lose weight, you're probably going to have to balance some things. But you can recover being very, very overweight. You can do that. Changing your perspectives, decreasing your avoidance behaviors, exposures, that's all important. Changing your lifestyle factors has a lot of benefits as well. But it is important to realize that the balance is key. You got to be careful. You got to be wary when you hear stuff like, you can't eat this, you can't drink this, you must do these cold plunges, you have to do 3 10-minute meditations a day. There's pros and cons to all that, but it's not 100% necessary to recover. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know in the video if you want to see anything specific in the nighttime routine. That will be really good, and we'll hear from you soon. And again, remember, info@ocdrecovery.com if you want to hear more from us, learn about our coaching, learn about why balance is key, learning about why structure is key, how to balance structure, etc., etc. Have a good one, everyone.